He's Mike Florio, ProFootballTalk.com. Now, let me start with what could happen sooner, and that's the Dallas situation. How surprised were you that Bill Callahan's calling the plays now, and I thought that was Jason Garrett's genius?
Well, and it's been, 4 months now we've been trying to figure out who is going to call the plays. There's a disconnect between owner/GM Jerry Jones and Coach Jason Garrett. Now we know, according to Jones and Callahan, that it's going to be Callahan. Garrett still won't say who it's going to be. And here's what I want to know. Dan, does Garrett have the opportunity to override Callahan, or is this going to be like it was with the Redskins a few years ago when head coach Jim Zorn was completely cut out of the loop and Sherm Lewis and another assistant were the ones sending the calls out to the quarterback? If Garrett's involved in this and has the opportunity to change the play, then he still has the power. Is he in the loop or is he not? They haven't answered that yet.
Somehow Tony Romo gets blamed for all of it.
Well, of course.
Even though they...
Well, but now they can't agree on whether or not Tony Romo is going to work harder than he used to. Jerry Jones says he's going to be like Peyton Manning. Garrett says he's going to do what he's always done. So I get the feeling Garrett understands he's on the hot seat, and he's getting to the point where he's just kind of sick of it, and it's kind of like, just get rid of me already. I just want to be done with this.
Help me with this story. Now, I thought it was Tim Tebow's arm, footwork. Now it's his mental capacity to run an offense that may prevent him from getting a job this year. How did this get started? He seemed to do okay when he was in college and the Broncos. All of a sudden, he's not smart enough to run an offense?
Well, he sure is smart enough when the game's on the line and it's close enough for him to do something. So, I mean, we saw him come back from a 15-point deficit against the Dolphins, which sparked Tebow mania. I think all the doors are closed for 2013. Come 2014, after we see bad quarterback play from multiple teams, and we know we will, there's a chance there's going to be an owner out there that says, just give this guy the ball and let's see what he can do. The guys we have aren't getting it done. Let's give this guy the ball. We've got a defense that can keep the game reasonably close. Let's just see what we can do. If nothing else, we'll get attention. We'll make some money. It's kind of like the decision that a team has to make to go on Hard Knocks. Are you willing to sell out a little bit in order to get attention and roll the dice? And I think come 2014, there could be one or more teams that say, screw it. We can't get much worse without Tebow. Let's go ahead and give it a try with him.
But what's he do this upcoming season? Are you going to work for college or football show, NFL show?
Lay low, and try to dispel this idea that wherever you go, you're going to bring this huge distraction. Do some speaking engagements on a low key level like he's doing now, but get away from football, stay in shape, and get ready for 2014 when the 2-14, 3-13 teams out there that are at their wits' end decide, let's give the guy a shot. Because remember, this year he wasn't available when teams were filling out their depth charts.
Yeah.
So, a team like the Cardinals, which there was talk maybe they'd have been interested in last year, they have Carson Palmer before Tebow's available. Next year, he's available before any of the other pieces move. It could be a different outcome. Could. Not will, but could.
NFL in London. The commissioner certainly opened the door when he was talking in New York yesterday and said, yeah, we can see the London whatevers playing the New York Giants. What's next? Give me a time frame here on all of this.
Well, I think what's going to happen is gradual expansion of the amount of games we see in London every year. They're talking about moving to 3 games, and there's a controversy over how many games the Jaguars would play there, because the more games the Jaguars play there, the more obvious it becomes that they'd be the team to move, or at a minimum do a split schedule like Green Bay used to do between Lambeau and County Stadium in Milwaukee, which is a possibility. Half the schedule in Jacksonville, half the schedule in London. But I think it's a 10 to 15 to 20-year thing, and it all depends on how the fans respond. Are they starting to understand the game? Is it just the expatriates who are attending the game? Do they only cheer when they kick extra points? I mean, if this begins to help the NFL take root and build a fan base for one team, then this could accelerate, and if they could get people in other parts of the world as excited about the NFL as Americans are, a lot more money to be made, and that's what's driving them.
L.A. or London, what happens first?
At this rate, London, because who in the hell knows what's going to happen in L.A.? And the NFL's been out of L.A. for a generation, and meanwhile the NFL is more popular than ever. Having L.A. is great business for the teams that want stadiums, because anytime you encounter any political opposition, you say, well, it was L.A., so LA's got to be open for that ruse to continue to work, and it's worked for 18 years.
Real quickly here, final 30 minutes. Is Jay-Z, does he want to be an agent or just a marketing agent with these players?
Both. He wants it all. And he could just be a marketing agent and stay out of trouble with the NFLPA, but he's hired an NFLPA certified agent, so he wants it all. And and it's made for an unexpected and pretty compelling story. I wonder what his end game though is. Why is he getting into sports? He had a piece of the Brooklyn Nets. Can't help but wonder with his money whether or not at some point he's going to want to buy a team that he's the majority owner of.
Good to visit with you, Mike. Thanks as always, buddy.
All right, see you, pal.
All right.